The following program is being funded by the Harmony Hill Performing Arts Foundation and by George Marcos of the Brothers Deli Restaurant, 41 Market Street in Lynn, serving the greater Lynn community for over 34 years.
Bye, Mikey!
Ladies and gentlemen, and children of all ages, welcome to the Overall View, the program that lets you see from God's perspective the entire world and how God sees it all. Your hostess for this travel adventure is Josephine Russo, presenting for you the big picture. Because once you see the larger picture, everything else will seem smaller by comparison. May your troubles be few and your vision be large. And now, here's Josephine Russo.
Welcome to an overall view.
Thank you.
We have Don Preston
Yes.
from Habitat for Humanity, and you are president of the North Shore, right?
Yes. The
Habitat for Humanity. I would like to take this opportunity before we begin to thank PBD Access Telecommunications for this beautiful studio, and of course our guest. Lynn Cam TV, Alfred Nesser, the film producer of the show, and everyone in the staff that helps to make this show a success. It's a real blessing having you.
Thank you.
And you do a very good work. I've heard so much about Habitat for Humanity from a member of St. Stephen's Episcopal Church, Tina Lloyd.
Yes.
And I'd like to begin with our guest telling us a little bit about what Habitat for Humanity is all about and what they do.
Well, Habitat for Humanity is an international worldwide organization that as of this year will have constructed its 500,000th home worldwide.
Worldwide.
Our affiliate is on track in this coming year to have completed a total of 54 homes, 26 of which will be in this area, and another 26 will be in a partner country, Zambia, which we are partnered with.
Oh.
Habitat is a Christian organization, non-ecumenical, and we do not have any religious guidelines as to who can be a homeowner. Mm-hmm. Our affiliate started in 1985, and you mentioned Tina Lloyd, and Tina Lloyd was our very first homeowner, who has paid her mortgage and has raised her two daughters in her home. They've both graduated from college and have gone on to work. She has lived the dream, and she still works with us in our family support in other areas.
Yes, I know Tina from St. Stephen's Episcopal Church.
Yes.
And I'd also like to know some of the qualifications that a family would need to qualify for a home.
Well, Habitat builds family housing. And our ideal home is a 3-bedroom, 1,200 square foot, single-family home. That doesn't always happen. And we have built a single-family in Lynn. We've built a 2-family duplex in Salem. And we're in the process of building 8 units of housing here in Peabody, all of which are 2-family houses. So we don't always hit that standard of a 1,200 square foot single family home, even though that is our goal. And that's because of land restrictions or the nature of buildings we get. For a family to qualify, they need to earn between $35,000 and $45,000 for like a family of 4. And that shifts a little bit as you move to a family of 3 or a family of 5. You need to be willing to partner with Habitat. You need to put in 400 hours of sweat equity. You help build your own home, and that is your deposit. And you have to have a need for the housing. So when you meet all these guidelines, and we do credit checks and all the other, and we have home visits, and we work with the families to encourage them. But we address people earning between 40 and 60% of the median income as established by HUD. A family gets their house, they have a mortgage just like any other homeowner, and they have utilities and they have taxes they have to pay and insurance. So what we do is we put together an interest-free loan. So most of our units go for about $125,000. And if you break that out over a 25-year period, between insurance and taxes, their mortgage would be about $700, their monthly payment. Their mortgage could be $300 or $400.
Wonderful.
Now,
So if they're willing to partner with Habitat for the 400 hours, they could have a 2-bedroom home,
3-bedroom.
3-bedroom.
Yep. And for instance, we are in the process of developing a duplex project in Danvers, and that will be coming up in this next coming year. We expect to break ground in spring. And that home, we will be looking for 2 families. And you can go on our website, which is habitatforhumanity-northshore.com, and you will see an application there, and you fill that out. And that's the first step. That's how you enter the system, and we start. We'll be in contact, and we go from there.
I just want to clarify something in my own mind, because I went to a meeting at St. Stephen's not for myself, but for my friend Sonia. And in this meeting, it was about having a home, but you don't own it. In other words, you're not a homeowner, you're renting the home. That's different from what you do, right?
No, you get a mortgage, and at the end of that
So
mortgage, you own the home.
You own the home.
Yep.
That's wonderful.
You build the equity in it, and you're responsible, as any homeowner is.
Right.
And you become...
But the loan that you get is a lower mortgage than you would get from a loan from a bank.
Well, there's no interest.
There's no interest.
So if the house
So
costs
that's
$125,000,
that's a break.
That's a break. Now, the reality is a home actually, let's say, has a market value of $250,000. So we would have a second mortgage in place for that other $125,000.
Oh, I see.
That doesn't have to be paid back. But if you were to sell the home, you would have to pay back not only the $125,000 that is your mortgage, but that other second $125,000 to bring it up to market value, so that you wouldn't realize a windfall profit. And we usually have a deed restriction on the property that keeps it affordable and allows us to get a slightly discounted tax rate, but we do pay real estate taxes.
Wonderful. And can you give us an idea of presently where you are building?
Yes, right now we're building on Park Street in Peabody. At number 12 Park Street, we have 3 buildings we're working on, one of which will be an historic renovation, and we just completed number 5 Park Street, and we have 2 families living in it right now. And these are right downtown Peabody, right behind Walgreens off Main Street.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yep, and we're there every Wednesday and every Saturday from 8 a.m. to approximately 3 p.m. You're welcome to go on our website and volunteer. We have a volunteer coordinator that pulls you together and makes sure We have groups coming almost every week, every weekend. So it's a
And that's presently going on.
that is going on right this minute.
That's so wonderful
Yep.
to hear.
It's a very exciting. And then, as I say, we'll be building in Danvers, and then we also have a piece of land in Lynn that we'll be developing.
And where is that in Lynn?
It's right down on Cooper Street, right across from the General Electric plant.
Oh,
Yep. We've already built one house on the lot, and we'll be submitting plans for a second home.
so can you give us a little bit of a background of President Jimmy Carter's involvement with Habitat?
Well, Jimmy Carter is a volunteer, like I am myself.
Oh.
And Jimmy Carter and his wife are very high visibility volunteers,
Yes,
as you may know.
yes, yes.
And for instance, this November, Jimmy Carter is leading a build week in Haiti. And last year it was in Southeast Asia. And our affiliate has connections in both areas. The director of the Asian operations for Habitat for Humanity, which operates in, just for example, Thailand, Nepal, Vietnam, India, and the whole Asian subcontinent, is a former engineer at General Electric in Lynn.
Oh.
And he got his start with Habitat by working on Tina Lloyd's house.
Isn't that
And
something?
he was so inspired after that that he left General Electric, joined Habitat. And on Haiti, we have a young woman from Manchester who is directing operations in Haiti, working out of our office in Peabody. And she is in charge of a 500-unit permanent housing project
That's so
down
wonderful. Are people strictly volunteers, or do you employ anyone?
Our affiliate is an all-volunteer affiliate. We
Okay.
do have a construction supervisor that we pay, but we are moving towards. In this last year, we just merged with Cape Ann Habitat.
Oh,
So we are now going from Gloucester and Rowley all the way to Lynn and Nahant. So we have close to 20 cities and towns, as I say, that we're operating in. And we will be moving towards hiring an executive director. But a typical Habitat would have an executive director, a treasurer, a bookkeeper in the finance end, and a development person, and a volunteer coordinator, and your site supervisor, construction supervisor. In our case, we have a construction supervisor, and we do hire electricians and plumbers to do those trades because we don't do that with volunteers. And we have used roofers, depending on the roofing situation. We hire roofing companies.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause those are just a little too risky for
Right.
volunteers.
right, right.
But we do all the painting, we do all the drywall, we do all the insulation, we do all the finish work, all the siding.
Wonderful.
We just laid, 2 weeks ago, we just laid sod at 5 Park Street.
Oh, nice. Wonderful. And could you give us a little bit of a background how this is a Christian type organization?
Well, Millard Fuller established Habitat for Humanity back in the mid-'70s, and he started in Americus, Georgia. And it started with the need for affordable housing in his community. And he went to his church, and it's basically the roots of our Habitat, all our affiliates are from churches. Churches form the foundation for everything Habitat does. For instance, our mailing address is St. Pius Church in Lynn. First Church in Swampscott has been runs a food fair that every year that is a major support for us. And that church has supplied us with our original board members, original guidelines, and got us. So the church, the religious community, is the foundation for what it is we do. And it is a Christian organization.
Wonderful. You were going to tell us a little bit about this.
Yeah, our affiliate, we raise money through grants, donations. We usually have an auction every year that's very well received, and we'll have another one this coming April. And assorted other little fundraisers going along. And this year we have a brand new event. It's going to be October 30th in Gloucester, and it's called Hoof It for Habitat.
Oh.
It's a 5K race from Good Harbor Beach, running right along the coast of Gloucester. I don't think you could find a prettier route to run, and it'll be in the fall. It'll be very beautiful up there, and it's 5K isn't that bad, so most everybody should be able to make this run. Some of you will make it faster than others.
Yeah.
But and again, you can go on the website and you can register for this. And again, it's called Hoof It for Habitat, and it'll be October 30th.
2011.
Yep.
At what time?
That race starts, I believe, at 10 in the morning.
And where do you meet?
You meet at Good Harbor Beach.
Good
But all the
Harbor
directions,
Beach in Gloucester.
Yep. And
Sounds like fun.
it's a fun event, and it's new, and we have some people on our board that are runners, and they got very excited about putting this together. So
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
this, and I would encourage you, do check. It's a run and a 1K walk. So you can walk along the shore for 1 kilometer, which everybody should be able to do. It's flat, and but walking along the rocks and the shore of Gloucester and the Good Harbor Beach area is one of those special rewards we get for living on the North Shore and in New England. And in the fall, it just is beautiful up there. And there'll be hot cider and donuts and that.
Sounds great.
Another thing is 10% of everything we raise, we donate back to Habitat. And that 10% in our case goes to the country of Zambia. And that's where we help fund housing there. But Habitat are active all throughout Central America, Haiti, Asia, Africa, Europe. And there are trips going all the time where people can volunteer and spend a week in one of these countries helping build a home. So the volunteer effort that you can put right here locally, you can also do internationally. Habitat is a very unique organization.
Plus being Christian is wonderful too. You know, a lot of people don't have the deposit
Right.
to begin with.
Right.
So it's a way of beginning.
Yes.
To, instead of paying rent to a landlord, you will eventually have your own place.
You will have your own place, and for a family, it supplies a base, a home, which is the American dream. It's every family's dream. We have found that with our other homes that we started in 1985, so in our other homes, we have found that you now see, as in any one of our homes, extended family. As children come back, as they do in everybody's home. So you see really a home in every sense of what a home is. And we stay working with the families. Yep.
Working families. This show, the desire of my heart was two things: to have a show with ordinary people like yourself doing extraordinary things, and you are doing extraordinary things with this organization. I think it's wonderful that it's in Lynn, it's in Peabody, it's in Danvers, but it's
we've built in Beverly, Salem, Lynn, now in Peabody, and as you said, yes, in Danvers and in Ipswich.
And there is such a need.
Oh, yes.
how have you experienced these hard economic times that we're in? Has it affected Habitat for Humanity in any way?
Well, we are dependent on donations to build our homes. And it used to be that when the construction trades were booming, an example would be lumber yards may donate the siding for a house, or they may donate the flooring for a house. An electrician may donate, the supplier may donate all the wire for a house. It's all these little pieces that help make that house affordable. I mean, we have a cost, and we have to bring the house in at a certain cost.
Right.
And yet,
so you have guidelines.
we have guidelines, and so the impact has been, I think, as everybody has found, sponsorships for the road race, sponsorships for our auction. These are all harder to get.
Yes. Yes,
Donations that you just get. I mean, we are dependent. We have an annual appeal that'll be coming out. You'll get a note in the holiday season.
Right.
But that, you know, where somebody might have donated $50, now it's $25.
Right.
And so the
People-
same,
Yeah.
it's had an impact on us.
Yes.
Yes, clearly.
Yes.
And costs of materials go up, costs of
Yes.
insurance goes up, and we have to carry that. So
Does Home Depot help?
Home Depot and Lowe's are active partners with Habitat.
Wonderful.
Dow
Wonderful.
Chemical, for instance, has a partnership where
That's
they
wonderful.
donate all the insulation board. Whirlpool supplies us with free refrigerator and stove for every Habitat home.
Wonderful.
Throughout the country.
Isn't that a blessing, huh?
Yeah, so it's
That's a real blessing.
all these little pieces that come together to make it, as well as the volunteers. These houses
Oh,
would
yeah.
not occur
Without the volunteers.
You visited the site, you saw a group of volunteers.
Yes.
Well, every weekend, this weekend we have a group of 25 people coming. Next weekend we have a high school and a bank coming.
Wonderful.
And then we have a core group of volunteers that come every single day that help with the other. So they help supervise
That's so
the other
wonderful.
volunteers. So
I would just like to mention George Marcos, Brothers Deli, 41 Market Street in Lynn. He is actually sponsoring this show because we, Alfred Nesser and myself, are volunteers. We're doing this show out of our heart, and we need sponsors too. So George Marcos gives back. You find even in these hard times that we're living in, there are people like George, like Mark King, Marion Street Auto Body, that give back to the community, because this is a community show. It is Christian, and I wanted a Judeo-Christian message, but it takes a little bit of help.
Yep.
And if everybody does a little bit, it makes a big difference.
Oh, it does, and we see it. You know, on our sites, we'll have a volunteer group come in to actually do construction work, but then we have a church group that maybe doesn't want to be hammering and sawing, and they bring us lunch.
Yeah, yeah.
And
So
it's this whole
spectrum
approach that
yeah.
makes that these projects take place because a community makes it happen.
That's right.
And our board reflects that. We are people from that whole 20 communities. We're from all over those communities.
Right.
And we all come together to make these projects occur, to visit the families in their homes, to work with the families when they have problems, to do our fundraising, to do our construction. We have architects that donate their skills to design the homes. We have lawyers that help us with zoning issues and this. It's a whole
A
mesh.
whole team of people with a variety of gifts.
Yes.
Well, as we draw
Okay.
an overall view to a close, I'd like to thank you so much and your good work. And if you are interested in volunteering, donating to Habitat for Humanity, they have a website,
Yep.
and
Habitat for Humanity.
www.habitatforhumanity/northshore.com, 781-598-0310. And don't forget the October 30th, 2011 run. It's going to be at Good Harbor Beach in Gloucester, and it's to build and restore the North Shore. Save that date. Hoof it, 5K.
And a walk. A 1K
And a walk for Habitat. I want to thank again Peabody Access Telecommunications for this beautiful studio. I'd like to thank the genius of the show, Alfred Nesser, and I'd like to thank our guest.
Don Preston.
Thank you again.
Thank you very much.
May you all realize that one person, no matter how young, no matter how old, can do something. Even if it's only a smile. A smile can make somebody's day, either happy or miserable. So make good choices, even though we are living in very hard economic times. If we all work together, we'll make it. Thank you so much, and God bless.
Funded by the Harmony Hill Performing Arts Foundation. And by George Marcos of the Brothers Deli Restaurant, 41 Market Street in Lynn, serving the greater Lynn community for over 34 years.
It's my Mikey.